My dear parents and students, today I interviewed a student who has just now completed plus 2 and he has his plans what he wants to do with his career. And the interview was so interesting that I decided to make an episode. The purpose of schooling is not just to get a mark. ஒரு பள்ளிக்கூடத்தில் சேரச்சிய வெறும் அந்த ப்ளஸ் டூவில் எவ்வளோ மார்க் வாங்குகிறாங்க அது முக்கியம். ஆனால் அதுதான் முக்கியம் இல்லை. அந்த குழந்தைகளுடைய திங்கிங் எப்படி இருக்குது, அவங்க என்ன மாதிரி சப்ஜெக்ட் எடுக்கிறாங்க, அவங்க எப்படி பேசுகிறாங்க, இது ரொம்ப முக்கியம். அந்த இன்டர்வியூ முதல்ல பாருங்கள். வாட்ச் திஸ் இன்டர்வியூ.
Hello, my name is Rohan. I've just graduated from 12th grade from the IB diploma. Soon I'll be going to American University in Washington DC to study a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science for 4 years. I might also do a double degree for Data Science and Criminology if possible. After that I'll most probably be studying law school and hopefully it'll be at a top 14 school.
What's your plan? What's the career you want to choose?
So hopefully I'd want to be a lawyer. Generally in the US, how that would work is you would, through your second and third year in law school, you'll be interning with the firm and hopefully they'll offer you a job by the time you retire. Or you can take some volunteer or clerkship work with the judge and eventually get work with the firm or in public service.
Okay, there are other professions like medicine, engineering, chartered accountancy. A lot of fields are available.
Yeah.
Why do you want to choose a legal profession, law profession as such?
Well, first of all, I was always attracted to the legal profession through doing Model United Nations. That's what helped me understand not only international relations, but a lot of aspects of how our government and our society works as a whole. Also, I find it much more appealing to do a profession like law, as it's much more, as not only it has much more scope. Personally, I would say that it has much more scope than other professions like engineering and medicine, and also because the day-to-day activities of a lawyer interest me much more than an engineer or a doctor.
Okay, what is the main takeaway from your school? Leave alone your mark, your grade.
Yeah.
How did your school shape your personality? What happened in the school in terms of your development?
Well, first of all, I would say that critical thinking is the first thing I came away with. Even for subjects that are not related to my major like physics, doing things like the multiple choice questions, which were very hard in generally in my syllabus, doing those kinds of questions for practice make you think about a lot about critical thinking. Like when you see those multiple choice questions, you have there's a possibility that any one of those 4 options can be the question. So it's all about critical thinking there, and it's a similar pattern through all of my subjects there. So first I'd say critical thinking. Then my course, the IB course, is generally a very writing intensive course. So I'll say that also helped me in terms of my major and when I was applying to colleges.
Now tell me, how did your teachers help you?
So my teachers, as I said initially, they were very helpful on the writing part, because for a lot of these US colleges you need to write a lot of essays on a lot of different prompts. So that's how they first helped me, that this syllabus first helped me in when applying to all of these colleges. And then similarly I would say that they also helped me in balancing a lot of these work, as in the IB course is very much close to a lot of college level courses. For some of the classes that I've taken, I'll be getting credits in college, so I don't have to repeat these classes there. So I'll say that by teaching at a higher level, I was able to get some credits that helped me in college.
Now tell me about your parents. How did they help you at the school level? No, they should have played some important role. What is the input your parent give you?
So first, my parents always told me to stay calm. Now generally my parents didn't put as much pressure on me as I would say other parents do. So most of my goals for academics came from me myself. but they always helped me. They understood that I had these goals and they helped me achieve them by helping me be calm, even if I was frustrated that I didn't get a certain college or certain marks. And also, I'd say that they helped me plan my workout a lot. There were a few issues at my school over, like there not being available teachers for a certain subject, and they helped me organize everything I needed to make sure that I graduated well.
Tell me about your friends, peer group. How did they help you to be what you are today, Rohan?
So yeah, friends definitely help when you're doing the IB course because you need the main thing you need is resources, and that not one person is not enough to go search the whole internet for resources. Also, generally when you study together or when you do work together, it helps a lot in terms of you can look at each other and then they can find your mistakes, you can find their mistakes and understand what to do and what not to do going forward.
So that helped you a lot.
Yes.
What's your hobby, Rohan?
My hobby is generally public speaking. I'm very much into Model United Nations. I'm also very interested in politics. So whether it's reading about politics or listening to podcasts and whatnot, that also interests me.
Okay. Any games, sports you play?
Yeah, so I played hockey for my school. Field hockey for my school. I played till 11th grade and I played once in 12th grade for school tournament also. And then in terms of other sports, I play tennis and basketball with my friends.
Did playing tennis, basketball, hockey, did it interfere with your academic, the academic portfolio?
No, not really. I would say that in some ways it helps because at least it helps you keep a little bit of discipline. Even like, for example, I do skipping a lot. That helps me a lot because, it lets you calm down. It helps you concentrate and whatnot. And if you don't have any physical exercise, I don't think you can sustain just studying 24/7.
Rohan, in IB, what are the subjects you took and why did you choose that combination?
Yeah.
And how did that help you and how is this going to help you? That is,
Yeah.
in IB, you have taken some subjects
Yeah.
and what are they? Why did you take and how is going to help you?
Yeah, so as per the IB requirements, you're required to take 6 subjects on top of all of your extra work. So my higher level subjects were economics, math applications and interpretations, and music. So I took economics because it's my favorite subject, and on top of that, it's a very writing intensive subject. And generally, economics is a subject that a lot of people will get credit for in college, especially if you're going into some humanities field. I took music because I had done well in music in 9th and 10th grade, and also because it was a subject that I liked a lot. And I took math applications and interpretations because the pure math analysis and approaches was too hard for me, and also for my field. Even if I wanted to do something related to data science, math applications and interpretations was enough for that. On my lower level subjects, I taken three different subjects. I had taken English standard level, physics standard level, and French B at standard level. So English standard level is generally a subject that most people take, and you'd only take English HL if you want to do something related to English or writing. Physics standard level I took because there's a science requirement, and also I done well in physics in 9th and 10th grade, so I thought I'd continue that. And French standard level I took because I done well in French in 9th and 10th grade again. I got the topper for my class in French. And French B is generally something that someone who's been taking French for a long time will take. Also, in addition to this, you have other requirements such as your extended essay, which will be a 4,000 word research paper, and you also have theory of knowledge, which is similar to philosophy. So those will give you some points in your final grade. And then on top of that, you have other requirements such as CAS, which is creativity, activity and service, which is one requirement you need to finish before you graduate.
Thank you, Rohan. I'm very, very happy about the choice of subjects. I'm really excited to find a student. I wish 60 years ago, 50 years ago, we had as much of foresight as you are having today. So it's an excellent, what shall I say, cocktail of various subjects
Yeah.
which is going to help you a lot. Rohan, I've come to know that there is a subject called the theory of knowledge which you studied in a school final. Tell me more about it and how is it going to help you?
So theory of knowledge is similar to philosophy in that it generally asks questions about how we come to understand what we process, and also how knowledge has been created over generations. So there are two parts to the assessment. Generally in 11th grade you'll be doing your TOK exhibition. So for that you'll have to take three objects, and they have a list of about 20 prompts. So not 20, 30 prompts, and you have to connect three objects to one question. So for example, my prompt was about the ethics of sharing or not sharing information. So I had to say things like, if you are in charge of a nuclear program, you cannot share the information about the program because this can harm people. But if you have COVID, then you have to share this information because it can harm other people if you have COVID. But then there are certain other things that you can choose to share with different people. So that's an example of how you can explore different questions based on ethics. So there my core theme was ethics, and that can change for different people and their questions. Then finally, I had the TOK essay, which you generally do in 12th grade. So they had an essay topic. My essay topic was on visual representation. So, for example, they say the prompt asked whether visual representations are always necessary and helpful. So I said generally graphs can give different visual representations of data. For example, during COVID, you had linear graphs and log graphs. If you want to show a virus that grows exponentially, generally you should use a log graph instead of a linear graph. And then there are also ways where graphs can be misleading. For example, if the axes do not start at 0, then those can be misleading. Then also you can see how whether they are necessary. For example, a traffic light is used to show the representation of whether someone can drive or not on the road. So those are different ways in which you can approach a certain question.
Thank you, Rohan. I wish you all the best. I look forward to meeting you.
Yeah.
Once you are in US, be in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye. I hope you would have watched this interview. Now, what are the key points? Point number 1, he is in +2. Look at his delivery. Look at his presentation skill. Notice his English, the use of language, what subjects he has taken. அவருடைய கோல் ரொம்ப கிளியராக இருக்குது. நான் லா படிக்க போகிறேன், எக்கனாமிக்ஸ் பற்றி பேசுகிறாரு, கோவிட் பீரியடில் எப்படி அந்த விஷுவல் ரெப்ரசன்டேஷனை பற்றி பேசுகிறாரு. இஸ் வெரி 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 கிளியர். Now our students, our children who are studying in whatever school have to compete with students like this. The question in front of all of us is, do we have to think locally or globally? Look at what is happening in India. The statistics says that in terms of GDP, India is ranked number 6. We have already overtaken France. The moment we overtake England, our aim is to go to rank number 3, replacing Japan. That means in the next 3-4 years, India will be a completely different place for business. அந்த 2-3 வருடங்களுக்காகத்தான் நம்ம குழந்தைகளை நம்ம ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணுறோம். So the input from the teachers very important, the input from the parents very very important, personality development very very critical. இது இல்லாமல் we won't be able to plan. Now look at any field, medical field if you take, India is becoming a medical destination. People come from all over the world, especially Dubai, Middle Eastலேருந்து இந்தியாவுக்கு வராங்க ட்ரீட்மெண்ட்டுக்காக. They call it as a medical tourism. Indian lawyers are practicing abroad. Last week, I happened to be with a very senior lawyer of Madras High Court. Evening 7 o'clock, he got a call. அவர் கேட்குறாரு, என்னம்மா கோர்ட்டில் இருக்கியா அப்படின்னு கேட்குறாரு. நான் அவரை கேட்டேன், என்ன சார் மணி 7 ஆயிடுச்சு, இன்னும் கோர்ட்டில் இருக்கீங்களான்னு கேட்குறீங்களே. என்ன இல்லை, இவர் ஆர்கியூ பண்ணுறது அமெரிக்காவில் ஆர்கியூ பண்ணுறாரு, நம்ம டைம் அவங்க டைம் வேறு, அந்த ஜூனியரை நான் கைட் பண்ணுறேன்றாரு. Now, lawyers from abroad are allowed to practice in India. Indian lawyers can take an exam in US and start practicing. So, the purpose of schooling is for all-round development, which means the quality of education cannot be judged by the marks that you get. கொஞ்சம் நம்ம வெளியில் வரணும். இந்த நீட்டு, ஐஐடி, ஜேஇஇ எவ்வளோ மார்க் வாங்கினாங்க, எங்கே அட்மிஷன் கிடைக்கும், இதெல்லாம் முக்கியம், நான் இல்லைன்னு சொல்லலை. ஆனால் அது மட்டும் முக்கியம் இல்லை. we have to benchmark. பல பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள் எல்லாம் தங்களுடைய ப்ராடக்ட் சர்வீசஸை வெளிநாட்டு நிறுவனங்களோட பெஞ்ச்மார்க் பண்ணுறது. நாம் எங்கே இருக்கோம், அவங்க எங்கே இருக்காங்க. அதுபோல தான் நமது பள்ளிக்கூடங்கள் கூட they have to benchmark their quality of the education process. அதுக்கு you need to have a highly motivated teachers, highly trained teachers, mature parents, and personality wise developed students. This is very, very important. For this purpose, we are organizing a special event. You may send a message to the WhatsApp number. We will prepare your students for a mindset like this. So, wherever they are studying, let them study, but this mindset preparation is very, very important. If you are not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. Press the bell button. We will meet you in the next episode.